Hello, 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 beautiful lights. Wonderful to be in your presence this evening. So, yes, this is all about you and any insights that you are looking for. So, with that, hello, hello, welcome, welcome. As you guys are coming on, if you have a question, hi Sarah, wonderful to have you here. Jacqueline and Christy, I'm loving it. It's turning into the party, it's turning into the angel party. Perfect. About if it climb. Okay. Okay, so perfect. So ask your questions. I can only see 3 lines. And so with your questions, go ahead and just make sure that your question comes right off the bat because Jacqueline, I'm not able to see your question at this point. So go ahead and put it in again. And then Angelica, you are next. So career move or stay where you are. Okay. And so with that, I'm just going to put that down here. So with that, just to ask one question, I have my pendulum here. I'm also tuning into your spirit team at this time and making sure that we get the answers that you need. So Angelica, I don't see Jacqueline's question again, so I'm just going to go with you. So as the comments come in, I'm going to kind of stop them and I'm going to just sit on whoever I'm with. What I'm trying to do here is trying to get to as many people as I possibly can within the time that we have. And so with that, I'll be giving you an insight of up to 1 to 2 minutes, up to probably about 2 minutes to give you what you need. So okay, so Angelica, what I'm getting right off the bat for you is career move. So we're seeing yes for pendulum, saying yes, absolutely, do the career move, no. It really does feel like where you're at right now is very dense energy or heavy energy of some sort. This feels really good. It feels like a good leap of faith, especially since yesterday was our 10-10. So having that clean slate, it's okay to move. I'm almost feeling like you're concerned about maybe finances during this move or a career move of that kind of thing. Everything's going to work out. Okay. So also recognize that as you take action, spirit catches up. So sometimes you may feel like there's a little bit of a lag, and don't look at the lag, look at the abundance, look at the career up ahead. So that feels really, really good, Angelica, that the career move is where you're needing to go. And again, I feel like they're just pulling this in, like there might be a little lag where you may wonder, and so that's called the second thought. So it really feels like the career move is the intuition hit that you've been getting, right? And so now they're saying, take that leap of faith, go for it, and also just to recognize that sometimes when we do take that leap of faith, there is a little bit of a lag. So for example, I was a professor, and then I was also working at a nursing facility, and I quit both of those jobs, and there was about a 2-week lag. I definitely had other positions to catch me, right? And at the same time, there was about 2 weeks where I was just kind of wondering, like, what's going to happen next type of thing. And that's your second thought. So just keep the faith during that lag time, okay? So I leave you that with light and love and so many blessings. So then, Sarah, you're trying to buy a house. They're starting to fall apart. I've been praying so hard for this house, and we're hoping to get news. I'm guessing that says soon, okay, sweetie? So I'm getting yes from pendulum. Things are starting to fall apart. Okay. So, okay, I'm almost feeling, honey, I feel pendulum's going fast and furious. Yes, it feels good. I feel like as you're sharing, like things are falling apart, that kind of thing. I do feel that spirit is rising to meet you. Okay, so I really feel that. I almost feel like I don't want to say it's a test because that sounds cliche, but it does feel like that. It almost feels like, do you really want this house? Well, let's just go ahead and let's put a few little ththings here. Another thing I'm receiving actually too is that it's not necessarily all on your end. What I'm receiving is that either the home that you're thinking about buying or something, whatever this is, it's almost like the other person or another couple, and they're trying to get their ducks in a row, and they're not quite in, they're not getting everything in a row. It's like a financial thing or something along those lines that somebody else is having a hard time with, not you necessarily. So recognize that as well. It really does feel good. It does. I know as you're talking about like falling apart and that kind of thing, it's just like, our dream, and at the same time, it does feel good that things are going to roll along. I'm just going to check too. I'm guessing that you have one place in particular in mind, and you can put a heart because I have it stilled on the comments. So if you already have a house in mind, go ahead and put your heart. If not, maybe just put the wow, okay? But I'm guessing you already have a house in mind. And so I'm just asking Spirit right now if this is okay. Perfect. Thank you, sweetie. Yeah, this house feels good. And they're saying no, there's no reason for you to have to look elsewhere at this time. Really, it's feeling okay. It's just there's something financial, but it's on somebody else's end. It's not on your end, okay? And so that's kind of like the glitch that you're feeling right now, okay? Let's see. Okay, so Christy's like, what is the career that serves me best? I totally get it, love. I do, right off the bat, I feel healer, yeah, and I'm getting yes from Pendulum too. It's kind of crazy, yes. Whoa, okay. Take over. And so with that, I just feel like I hear the word psychology, something along those lines. Honey, you have some amazing experiences that you can really assist others with, that you can really cultivate, and almost like they're showing me like you could wrap your arms around somebody and really allow them to feel nurtured and loved and that kind of thing. They're sharing there's just a little bit more work to do in order to be able to step into that role. More healing work on your side, which is completely fine. It's just trying to move stuff out, okay, so that you can move into your career. This feels like, I'm almost feeling like they're showing me 3 fingers. And so it's almost like you have like 3 different options. They're all very, very conducive to you. So now I do understand when you're like, sometimes I don't know, because they're showing me 3, so it's like, well, which one, that kind of thing. And so I feel like they're saying like psychology or something along those lines. And then also social work, something like that type of thing. Also healer. And so the healer portion of it seems more hands-on. It seems more like with your hands type of thing. So I do feel like it's separate than the psychology. So I do get you, girl. I understand. Now I get it. So then the other vein, so they were saying 3, and so I'm just tapping in a little bit more. With the third one, what are they saying? They're saying, okay. So they're saying, it's interesting because they're showing me like either like teacher or something with children. Okay. So yes, I do. I got you, girl. And so psychology, hands-on healing, or a teacher working with children feels really, really good. Even if it's interesting, they're sharing that you could look into substitute teaching if you're interested in that. And if it's not teaching, it can definitely be something else. I'm just asking them right now, can we combine the 3? And they're like, yes, we could probably combine. We could, that could look like that. So it really feels like right now you're in the working stages, I guess, of honey, making things more clear, right? And we already know that. But at the same time, those are the 3 that they're sharing right now. Jacqueline, my question is that I am having some, the 2 are disconnected. So you're feeling disconnected with how your human fits in with a spiritual being. Mwah, love you, Christy. So with that, I'm guessing, I'm also guessing, because you're also going to school and you're, becoming a teacher and that kind of thing, like how does that fit in with a spiritual being? How does the 2 feel disconnected? I'm almost feeling like you don't necessarily need to proclaim that, hey, I'm really spiritual and that kind of thing. It's great to be able to share that with people. And I'm almost feeling like, on the nose, right? That it is something that Spirit wants to serve you. So it's much more serving you, so that it's almost like your intuition kicking in. So with your human life, it's almost like, okay, what do I do in this situation? So to ask Spirit, and if you get like an intuitive hit, or you get like a icky feeling in your stomach being around somebody, then you know that relationship is needing to end. And so I really feel like it's almost like utilizing Spirit to direct you, okay? So I'm being brought back to an example for myself. And so I use Spirit in my professional life. Even when I was a professor, I would tap into the various graduate students that I was teaching, and I would kind of ask how this person needed the information. Okay, so I was utilizing spirit, even though they didn't have any idea what my spirituality was. I was utilizing spirit in order to really hit home what they needed. Okay, so a lot of times I use spirit to ask what the other person needs, and so to utilize spirit in that regard. Not necessarily we have to shout it from the rooftops type of thing, and I hope that makes sense to you. Maybe because you're a teacher, they're showing me another. Even with some of my kiddos that have disabilities that are not able to talk, a lot of times I'll tap into their spirit team and I get some strong answers like, they are really bored right now. And I'm like, why, thank you. Let's move on to a different game, or whatever it is. And so I utilize spirit in that respect, and I feel like you can too. And I hope that makes sense. I hope that starts merging the two. It almost feels like they're sharing that, Jacqueline, it's like so new that it's hard because you're having to slough off some stuff from your life, right? So you're needing to slough some stuff off, and so it's going to merge more and more and more. You're becoming more and more aligned with it, and it doesn't have to be separate. Okay, so you can be more aligned with that, and so I hope that makes sense to you. That's what they have to say for now. So much light and love to you. Okay, Oriana. Let's get this party started. Okay, so right off the bat, I get a yes. Yeah, yeah. Yes. I almost feel like, okay. Yeah, it feels good. It feels good. I'm just asking if there's any other things that you need to know. It just feels like trust. It really feels like, trust in trusting spirit, trust in trusting where things go, where things ebb and flow, recognizing that there's little glitches and hitches within all relationships, and really just know. I feel like you have a knowing, and so even asking the questions, and I'm getting a definite yes from Pendulum, that really pulls in that you've probably already gotten this hit, and it's good that you asked, because it's really nice to have somebody else kind of reiterate that to you. Again, glitches, hitches, and that's kind of what they're saying right now, but it's like irritating things, right? Like, I don't know, maybe the way he eats, the way he chews, I don't know. I'm just throwing these things out there. The way he brushes his teeth, I don't even know. But like little things that it will just be overlooked in the long term. So that feels really good, Oriana. Yay. I love how simple that was. So much light and love to you, beauty. I love this. Hi, Mindy. Leap of faith. I love that. Okay, so the seller. Thank you, Sarah. You're so welcome, Angelica. Hi, Holly. I didn't know you were on, loves. Hi, loves. Oh, I hope you're doing okay, my love. Oh, those fires over there. I almost like feel it. Oh, sweetie. Okay, I'm going to keep scrolling through. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, Sarah. Good. I'm glad that all made sense. And okay, I just want to make sure I know where I'm at. So I just kind of flipped up. So, hi, Daddy. Hi, sweetie. Okay. So it positively creates growth, but negatively impacts many other aspects. So with that, you're continuing. Okay. Okay. So continue. I'm getting no, and I'm getting yes. Okay. And it feels like it feels hard. Like it feels ending is hard. And I'm going to jump out of my body and let spirit come in just because I love you so much. And really what this is that it was good at the time kind of thing. There was something, that was really, just like you said, productive for your growth. And also looking at that there's actually somebody else that's waiting for you. And so with that, it's almost as if it's interesting because they're sharing with me that this other person's like, what's the holdup? It's kind of funny. Like whoever this is like ready, and it's bringing tears to my eyes. And so with that, it feels hard to leave the relationship, and at the same time it will be really, really, really good for your psyche is what they're sharing, and then also for you, just your heart to kind of settle. I almost almost feel like your heartstrings are pulled quite a bit and there's some confusion. And so that this will help with the psyche in that. And I think back to like yesterday was the clean slate, 10-10. And it's like, as soon as you're able to move forward, from some of these relationships, then I'm not saying some of these relationships, somebody just tapped me on the arm. Sorry, it startled me. And I'm like, who is this? I know who it is, and you know who it is. Okay. Oh my God, I love this. Okay. Okay, Heidi, you know who this is. So she's just like, no, not doing it. Not doing it. I love her. I love her. Okay, she's like, and it's like, she's so like matter of fact. She's like, yeah, nope, get rid of it, kind of thing. And so, with that, I feel that then that opens up a whole lot more for your relationships, honey. Like in general, I almost feel like this one in particular is going to actually open up a lot of relationships. And that's why I said relationships. And then I felt the tap and I was like, what? Who's here? No, we know who's here. So it'll actually open up quite a bit. So that's good. I mean, your mind space is going to open up quite a bit, and we're here for you. I know ending relationships is not the easiest. So we're totally here for you. Okay. So much light and love and so many blessings to you, beauty. It's going to open up so much more. I feel like that's what they're saying. They're like, just so much more, and they're kind of adamant because I'm like I'm ready, and they're like, there's gonna be so much more. I'm like, okay. So we're just allowing for the more. Okay, we're allowing for the more. Your life is really opening up right now, really opening up, right? Clean and shop is what somebody says. Clean and shop. So much light and love to you, beauty. Oh, sweet Mindy, I'm so sorry. Wow. Okay, love. All right. Des, you saw it, Heidi. Okay. That sounds good. I'm just kind of scrolling back to you, Mindy. I just want to make sure I'm staying on track. Okay, Mindy. All right, honey. Okay. What I'm feeling, there's something, Mindy, that I'm feeling almost like, I feel it in my throat, and it's interesting because it's almost like she's having a hard time speaking her truth. And then I also feel something right above digestion. So a few different things we can look at here. So between the ribs, we have the chakra that's the solar plexus. So this could all, this could be that the power is being pulled from her in some way or another. I need you to type in how old she is, okay? I'm just going to wait for you to drop that in because I just want to make sure that my impressions are right. I could definitely check Pendulum for how old she is. But there does feel like, again, I said like where your ribs separate, like some solar plexus stuff, meaning that power, like power. So I feel it here and I feel it in solar plexus. And it's just interesting because there's something, what I'm feeling is that something happening, if there's anything internally that's happening, you're welcome, Heidi, I just saw your comment. Mwah, lots of love to you. If there's anything, internally that could be happening, yeah, that's what I felt. Okay, thank you. I was like, she's a teenager, huh? She's a little teeny bopper. It's almost happening right before the stomach, okay? That there's, something through there. You're not getting answers and you need answers. And I completely, let's just make sure I can get back into your energy. That she needs to gain that weight. So it's interesting that there's something, it just feels like there's something happening right before the stomach. So we know where this, the stomach is, but just right here, okay? There's something happening right there. And then esophagus, perhaps, there's something here as well, okay? So they're sharing that it's almost like it could very well have stemmed from an emotional thing, like speaking your truth and not having your power. And with power, with our power center, it's that we're our power's being taken away or perhaps even given away, okay? And sometimes with that, that's really tricky because sometimes we allow people to take our power. And so that's what it feels like, but it almost feels like with that's kind of, it is causing some of the physical stuff, but it stems from emotional. And I think that's why it's tricky, because the answers, will we get the answers we need soon? So it's almost like, because it's stemming from emotional, I feel like, in the pendulum saying yes, the doctors just kind of over time, they're just gonna have a tricky time figuring out physically what's happening. And so I'm really feeling for her to, if there's any way, and she's not clear either. I'm feeling like she doesn't have a lot of clarity up here, and I'm almost like in the social networks and that kind of thing, in the tribe, I almost feel her like pulling away from her friends, or just feeling like she doesn't belong or something along those lines, but she does. So there's, stuff here. So I also feel like they're showing me like hormones. They're showing me a lot with adolescence into the early teenage years. And so with this, it's almost like there's some stuff that's trying to catch up. So there's also some hormonal things that are happening, and they're clouding her mind type of thing, which is then affecting her speaking her truth, and then feeling like her power is being taken away. I'm almost feeling like, oh gosh, I'm just feeling like sometimes she doesn't sleep very well, and that kind of thing. And so I'm just asking if there's more that could be done. I'm just really feeling, any type of trusted person that she could talk to, any type of talk therapy. I'm sending her healing light and love right now. I'm sending her distance Reiki right now, and I'm also just trying to tap into her energies. And so with that, it does, again, like I almost feel like I can't get a full breath. So there's something, not the lungs, but there's something internally that's happening right before the stomach is what I'm feeling. Again, it started emotionally, and it could be manifesting into physical. So maybe another reason why you're not quite getting answers perhaps from the doctors is because it's transitioning into physical. Okay. And we can pull it back. We can, I'm trying to say prevent, but they're like, no, you can't say prevent, but we can slow the process, or we can reverse the process by assisting her with her emotional needs. Yeah, sweetie. And that's what needs to be done. And that's what I'm feeling right now, is just to be able to meet those emotional needs. And I'm just going to scroll down to see if you said anything else. Okay, sweetie. With that. So yeah, that's what it feels like. Again, just like, I'm just going to give you the impressions again. So I felt it in my throat. I felt it in solar plexus, and, speaking your truth, having your power. And then what's going to happen here is that there may be some esophagus stuff, maybe starting to develop because of the emotional stuff. And then same with the solar plexus area, something right before the stomach is what I keep hearing. And then and then just psyche, just trying to belong, trying to fit. Okay, sweetie. So much light and love, and so many blessings to you. Okay, wow. Woohoo. Yay, spot on. Awesome. Mwah, so much light and love. Honey, I hear ya. I have my stepdaughter is a senior in high school. She's 17, and I get you, honey. I do. Yeah, we're in the same boat. Okay. Okay. So with that, so much light and love to you. Okay. And so, hi, I love having you guys here. Oh, okay. La, Brenda. Okay. Brenda. Hi, Brenda. Okay. Feels like, okay. So Brenda, yes, I'm getting from Pendulum that it is intentional, but on the other side of it, this person is a young soul, a very young soul. And also, it's interesting because what they're sharing right now is this particular person, and kind of tapping back in, is insecure, and is also, I don't know, it's just interesting. They're showing me their childhood, and their childhood was not good. And I'm just feeling like it was, I'm seeing like either emotional abuse or physical abuse, or both. And so that's kind of where they're coming from, and they're trying to gain power wherever they can. And that's why they're coming forth with that. You do need to be careful. I'm just kind of tapping in a little bit more. I don't necessarily feel like it's vindictive. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is intentional, but it's more to meet their needs. Like, it's almost like you're not part of the equation, which is super interesting to me. It's almost like they're just lashing out to like someone. Okay. And so that's why I'm like, it is intentional, but it's not vindictive. And this is interesting. I'm just kind of asking what else you can do. And so with this, it's almost as if what else you can do is just to okay, so they are saying if there's any way you can avoid at this point the challenging employee, they're showing me like the Tasmanian devil, like it's just in a frenzy right now, and if there's any way you can be removed, and then it's almost like this employee is going to find somebody else. Okay. And with that also, though, it's interesting because they are sharing that because you are an empath and because you are sensitive, because you are intuitive, there's something that you can do to help this person. But yeah, they're like, not now. They're just, my ears are ringing. And so they're just sharing that not now, but at the same time for you to like just kind of separate and just kind of, and almost like not give in, not feed the energy. And I'm not just saying like with this particular person, but just not even to think about it. Okay. So not even to feed the energy, not even to put your thoughts there. And that will kind of break the bonds is what they're saying. And I'm just going to see if there's, okay. So we're just going to cut some cords there. It feels like a contract that you both filled out between lifetimes. Don't you love that? And so we're just cutting all cords between you and this person. And this person is in you, just so it almost feels like this person like lashes out, but again, it's like, okay, so it's cleared. It isn't vindictive. Okay. So I hope that makes sense, just to avoid if you can. They're sharing too, like, just smile, that kind of thing. And then also I feel like there's going to be a turn, and they're saying like 2 weeks or so, there's going to be somewhat of a turn. And then this person either is going to need you, or things are going to change somehow. So it's going to turn to have like, not like a stellar relationship, but just different. Okay. So I feel like they're giving you that. And then also, again, that at some point you would be able to help this worker, but don't feel obligated by any means. Just know that you may be in this person's life because you can help them, but don't feel obligated at this point. Just really, they're just sharing just to separate and to be avoiding of that. Okay. So much like love to you, beauty, beauty, beauty. All right, Michelle. Okay. So I'm feeling good vibes from being in a committed relationship again. And it feels like work needs to be done though. Okay. So it's almost like, so they're saying yes. Okay. So pendulum's saying yes, spirit's saying yes. And there's some work, and I almost feel like my throat's starting to kind of close up a little bit. And I feel like part of it is going to be you speaking your truth and you sharing what needs you have and what needs to change, and that some things need to change. And it feels like portions of the relationship are sticky. And so since that's happening, it's just stuff that needs to be teased out and taken care of is what they're sharing with me right now. And so it does feel like this has potential, just work. Okay. And I'm so nosy. I really am. I'm just asking what kind of work. I really am. Like when it was a spiritual advising session, it was so funny because I kept asking. So I do a lot with thought to thought, so I was asking and asking and asking because I just want to know the answers, right? And this gal's grandpa came in and he goes, "You are so nosy." I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to be nosy because I want to know. So some of it, what they're sharing is it's almost like core between you both, and some core stuff. They're sharing their stuff from that you two need to figure things out. Almost like before bringing more into the picture, okay? And I hope that makes sense to you. So you two need to figure things out. There's stuff from childhood that's coming up in this relationship. I don't know if it's abandonment or rejection or something along those lines. I hear the word self-sabotage, and so my ears are ringing, and that I feel like one of your loved ones is pretty close. But it does seem like that, and I'm saying self-sabotage, and I'm almost wondering if it's on, I'm going to check Pendulum to make sure, but feeling like that's, okay, that it is on Kit's end, okay, as self-sabotage, and to be gentle with that knowing, because I'm feeling like Kit doesn't feel like he deserves this. It's interesting. It's really interesting. And so it almost makes me want to cry. Like, I just think like, oh my gosh, what happened? What happened? You know? And I just want to, tell Kit, like, of course you deserve this. Of course you do. Like, no need to self-sabotage. And so that's what it feels like. If you've ever read, like, is it Gay Hendricks, The Big Leap? They talk about a glass ceiling. And I feel like the glass ceiling has been hit a little bit. And so there's times where we hit the glass ceiling, and to get beyond it, we have to go out of our comfort zone. And I'm almost feeling like that's what's happening. And so sometimes, and we can get through it, okay? The glass ceiling is just glass. We can get through it. If you can, go ahead and pick up that book. It's amazing. And there's multiple reasons why we hit a glass ceiling. Either we feel like we don't deserve something. We feel like we don't want to. Another one is we're very gifted. Okay, so sometimes another glass ceiling issue is that we're very gifted, and we don't want to. We don't necessarily want attention for our gifts. Okay, I don't think that that's one of the reasons in your situation. I'm just giving examples, okay? No, actually they're saying that could fit, that during one of your childhoods, that one person was very gifted and yet didn't get very good attention for being gifted, and so turned off the gifts, okay? Turned off, and there was some self-sabotage with that. Somebody's saying, I'm very, very proud, and you need to be proud too. You need to be proud of yourself, proud of the family. Pride comes into this. So I hope that gives you information to work with, that it does feel like, again, that these are the issues, okay? Things need to be figured out, okay? So I hope that gives you, some stuff to work with. Again, it just feels it feels sticky, like honey, that kind of thing, but it's like sweet like honey, like promise, right? There's a promise there. So it feels good. Again, my throat's tight. Again, you speaking your truth is going to be important. And then a lot of times with my clients, I'll release toxins, and I feel a little bubble coming up, trying to release. And this is for you, okay? So it's coming, and I'll release it when it's ready, and it's really close. so much light and love, and so many blessings to you. Yay. Okay. Just catching up, you guys. Oriana, I get that, sweetie. I love this. Okay. So Veronica and Hope, go ahead and give me more of a specific answer. Okay. Or not answer, gosh, a question. What exactly? So career, relationship, that kind of thing. So give me more of a specific answer there. Good. Oh, Mindy, you're so welcome. I just saw that. Yay, Brandy. Awesome. Wonderful to have you here. I love it. Oh, there you are, Veronica. You read my mind. I love it. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm on. Hi, Jim. Yeah, Jim, I'm working with people live right now. And just if you have a question, then I'll go ahead and answer that for you from, with my spirit team and your spirit team. Aw, thank you, Brenda. Mwah, thank you. Yep. So, Veronica, that was cute. I'm like, can you give me more specific? And you're like, right there, girlfriend, right there. Okay. Okay. You're welcome, Brenda. So just catching up. So I'm caught up through Jim, and I'm just going to go. Veronica, that was so cute. I'm like, I need more specific. And you're like, boom, right there, girl. That's too funny. Okay. Okay. Some guidance there for your current relationship. I feel, so this is interesting because where I feel it is, I want to say heart, but it's much more in the high heart, which is where your collarbones come together. And that's in the loving and accepting of yourself. So guidance there, it really feels like it's loving of yourself and knowing that your needs are definitely, they're necessary. Okay. So your needs deserve to be met. And I almost feel like there's some times, and it could be also with speaking your truth along those lines. So sometimes the high heart is pretty close to the throat. And so sometimes they're working in tandem together. And so with this, I just feel like it is really recognizing that you deserve, I hear somebody saying you deserve more. Okay. And in this other person, it's not like they're not capable of giving more. Maybe they just don't know. And so, okay, so this is what I'm receiving too. The love languages, if you were to look at the love languages, which is a book, I'm not sure the author, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but really recognizing that we do speak through our love languages. And so with that, it's almost like finding out what their love language is and knowing what your love language is. So I'm almost feeling like, even though you may have told this person what you want or what you need, I'm just feeling like, if this is the case, okay, and it's like, feels like it's falling on deaf ears, there's a different way to tell this person. There's a different way to get to maybe work with their love language in order to give them the information that they need. Let's see here. So that love languages, are acts of service, quality time. They're also words of affirmation. So some people who need words of affirmation, they can feel like they're dying in a relationship if they don't get words of affirmation. Okay. I love it when they point to me and they're like, you. So for example, my love language is acts of service and words of affirmation. And with that, and I feel like, that I definitely feel loved when my husband takes the garbage out. Woohoo! And so then my husband's is touch, right? And so my touch is at the very bottom, okay, for love language. And so I have to override that and be able to make sure that I'm hugging him and, stroking his arm and that kind of thing. And recognize that even though it's not a high love language of mine, it's a very high love language of his, right? And so I feel like to say that because I didn't even notice I was doing pendulum. That's cute. They're like, you look at pendulum, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, yes. So with that, just recognizing to be able to talk with your love languages, to be able to go there. I feel okay about it. I do. I just feel like there's needing to speak in the language that the other person needs and for you to be able to speak your truth. So I hope that resonates with you, and so much light and love to you, beautiful. Yay. Okay, so we're down to Jim. Okay. Yay. Awesome, Veronica. Okay, so let's see. Thank you, Christy. You're a rock star. Gary Chapman. Perfect. So then Hope. Okay, perfect. That's perfect. Thank you. I love too that your spirit guides are trying to contact you. I love that you know that. And I almost feel like they've been able to contact you better in the past. And so I'm just kind of asking why. It almost feels like your brain goes pretty fast. Like you have a lot of thoughts. And so with that, I feel like every woman can attest to that, right? But with that, it's interesting because it's kind of clouding things. And they're just sharing that, you may meditate right now, but to definitely either meditate more is kind of what they're sharing right now if you're already meditating. And then also, I'm seeing some thought spirals, and so those are where we keep thinking the same thought, kind of ruminating on things. I feel there may be some people in your life that, I don't know, and I'm not sure where exactly this falls, but some people in your life that maybe don't feel like they're serving you or something along those lines. And so then you're thinking of them. And it's interesting. They're sharing that there's times where I'll be having I'll be thinking about other people. And like this morning, I think I was doing my hair or something, and Spirit's like, wow, this bathroom's getting really full. How many people are you thinking about? And I'm like, 7. so I was thinking about 7 different people. Yep. And so it's almost like to take your mind off all of that. It's interesting because they're wanting you not to think so much. They're also wanting you not to think about certain topics, and to be able to, that's also going to clear your mind. So I feel like that, like as they were sharing, like with meditation and then also clearing your mind. And so the meditation feels really good. And then, okay. So then they're also sharing, almost like screen time. So I don't know, I feel like this overstimulates you or something along those lines. And so that's kind of making you think a lot, or contributing, not making you, but contributing to you thinking a lot. So if there's any way you can decrease screen time, maybe, turn it off maybe an hour before you go to bed or something along those lines, because they are trying to get in touch with you. And they're showing me too, and you know this already, so these are just some ways in order to clear the mind, in order for them to come in even more. And so I feel like they're visiting you, especially at night, because there's almost like a time that you're this is funny, somebody's like, she's finally not thinking, and I'm like, yeah. And so with that, I feel like that's where they're coming. So I'm saying meditation, and then also being able to clear your mind and talking to them. Okay, so in the car or anywhere else, even just thought to thought, like, I know you're here. I'd love for you to come forward. Can you please come forward? Can you show me a sign? Just talk with them, just converse with them. So again, the 3 different things that can assist is to meditate, to clear your mind somehow. And they're saying to shut down the screens earlier than you are before bedtime. I'm not sure what, how that exactly looks for you. And then also to just talk with them. So have conversations with them. A lot of times with my spiritual advising students, one of the assignments is to have, like, let's say you're driving, and then just to call in a guide or a loved one into the passenger seat, and then just start talking to them. So I feel like the conversations are going to pull them forward as well. So I hope that resonates with you, and so much light and love to you, Hope. Wonderful to have you here. Okay, so Brandy, wonderful. Oh, okay. I love this, Hope. Okay. So I overthink things. Yeah, I think it does. It's almost, yeah. And just done, with some of that stuff. Messaging people can become a distraction. I hear you on that. I do. Yeah, so then Brandy, let's see, sweetie, let's see, my grandmother. When you were 11, your grandmother passed away. She often shows up to give you guidance or advice. Okay, so I can only see about 3 lines. So I see that you've seen her lately, but CA. So if you can put that in later, or, in a post, like maybe copy and paste, and just put the last segment on there. So I'm feeling like she shows up to give you guidance or advice, and you've seen her lately, but you can't, and I'm guessing connect with her is my guess. But I just want to make sure that I'm right on with that. So go ahead and put more information in there for me. Sorry, it's just 3 sentences that they give me on this end. So I got, that she does come visit you, and that you've seen her lately, but okay. So very good, Heidi. Boom. Love it. Thank you. Okay, so Jim, you're on a healing journey, seeking the next step and having trouble interpreting what it should be. Any insight felt on your end? You're seeking the next step, so you're on a healing journey. So again, if you can be more specific, like seeking the next step. So seeking the next step of career, of relationship, of where you're living, of, that kind of thing. I'm just seeing if I can tap in it just with what you've given me. Yeah, so the next step, if you can be more specific about next step of your career, next step of, how it's going to impact relationships. I keep hearing the word relationships. So that's what it feels like, is that the next step would be to really recognize how impactful relationships are. And so with that, I'm gonna jump down real quick and just see if Brandy dropped in anymore. So that's what it feels like to me, and I just feel like I need more information from you of what exactly you're thinking the next step is. If it's, just what you're looking at for the next step. If that means career, if that means relationships. I keep hearing the word relationships. I'm almost feeling like you've done a lot of solo work, or you've done a lot of work on yourself, and it feels like to incorporate more into relationships somehow along those lines. But go ahead and just give me a little bit more information, and we'll tap in even further for that. So, okay. Let's see. You're welcome, Hope. Okay. Anybody else? I got to the end. Any questions? And I'm just waiting for Brandy to go ahead. It sounds like, again, her grandmother comes in, gives you guidance and advice, and you've seen her lately but can't ... And if somebody else can see the comment and can fill in the blanks for me, that'd be awesome. Okay. So any other people seeking answers to their questions? I see some people on that may have questions. Go ahead. I'm here. I'm here for you. Bonnie was just thinking about you. That's awesome. Boom. Synchronicity. Okay. I'm hearing teaching that's still very strong. And the next step. Okay. So, you're so welcome, Michelle. Mwah. Light and love to you. The next step for your career. And I do feel, no, sweetie, like it really feels like I can just feel your energy surrounding teaching, right? And it's where you are, I hear like overburdened. Okay, perfect, Sarah. Thank you. I'll get to Brandy in just a second. Perfect. Thank you, Sarah. That's what I was assuming, but didn't want to assume. Okay, so then Bonnie, with that, it's I do hear the word teaching. I also I just hear that I'm going to put pendulum down because I need to use both my hands. That they're sharing that it's almost like, and I feel like you already know this, but I'm just going to start blabbing. I'm just going to go. Is that there's an overload, right? And I know you know this, I know this. There's an overload. Everything's an overload, girl. Like everything, like your home life, your school, like this, that, overload, right? And so with that, it's almost like, looking at the next step in your career, it does feel to move, okay? And so it almost feels like, absolutely to move. Absolutely. The next step in your career is to move. And that you'll be okay, and that something is going to open up so that you can stay close, is what they're saying. There's something that's going to open up so you can stay close. Really keep very, very, very... very positive about this. Preach. I just saw that. That's awesome, Bonnie. Hi, Jackie. Good to see you. Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you, Sarah. And so it really feels like to keep an open mind. And it's interesting because I just felt, I felt like, okay, so in the manifestation process, we really want to be able to say, this is what I want, but this or something better, okay? And it almost feels like your mind is saying, I want this exactly, okay? And that's okay. It's just that we need to be open to this or something better. And so I think that that's actually going to open up your lens of perception for other things that would be able to come in. And so really they're just sharing like to be super positive about it, and not to necessarily look at what you don't have, but to be able to look at what you have and what you want more of. And so that feels really, really good. And even to the point that you're like in the moment Maybe it's a family thing. Maybe, maybe you all of a sudden you got some time freedom at work somehow. Like you got 1 minute and you got to go to the bathroom, I'm exaggerating, but I'm like, girl, it's amazing to me, how much work you do. But at the same time, relish in that time freedom. Like, oh my gosh, I have, whatever it is, 5 minutes, I get to go talk to another teacher across the hall or something like that. I actually get to eat my lunch and I don't have to work. And so with that, I feel like your next step is going to be that time freedom. Okay. And so again, move, and that there's something close for you. Okay. And keep positive, keep, staying within what you want. Okay. So, feel good, have the feelings that come with time freedom. So for example, I want more time with my family and I've been getting it and it's really cool. My son's on break right now. And this morning my husband was working from home. I was working from home, and my son was home. And I was like, this is what I've been wanting for so long. And brings tears to my eyes because I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's because I kept feeling into it. Okay. So feel into what you want. You want time freedom. You want, all this, feel into it. Okay. Really feel it, and allow it to manifest more. Okay. 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 So much light and love to you, Bonnie. Yay. Oh, thank you, Jackie. It's wonderful to have you here. Okay. So perfect. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm getting everything about Brandy. Okay, so it feels like, Grandma's coming in and Brandy, let's see, you can't get a clear message from her. You feel like it's important and it feels a weight when you see her, but you cannot connect with her. Okay. Okay, Grandma. All right, Grandma, get over here, Grandma. Right? Get over here. Okay. So I have about 10 minutes left. And so I just want to let you guys know that. Aw, okay. I'm just pulling her in a little bit. A lot of bit. She's so sweet. It's bringing tears to my eyes. And she really, it's really sweet because the way she's looking at you, she has such pride. It's just it's really, it's interesting how she just looks at you. And it's interesting because I almost feel like, that's number one, is that as she's coming in right now, it's almost like, I just want to watch you, and it's really, really neat. And I'm seeing some things, with 11. Okay. I'm hearing her say that she doesn't want you to feel guilty for anything. And it's interesting too, I'm not completely tapped in, right? And so people who've seen me in readings, I do gesture this much, but I have my eyes closed and I'm just really deep in there. And so she's showing me stuff. She's showing me trinkets or toys or something like that. But again, I'm not quite as tapped in as I would be during a reading. So then with that, there's something significant there as well. I don't know if it's a doll or something along those lines. Again, not to feel guilty. She's very proud of you. Things are okay. She's working hard behind the scenes, and it's interesting. It feels like she's working hard behind the scenes with your family. And again, not to feel guilty. She throws that in again. She's very, very proud of you. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. So that's really what I'm feeling from Grandma, is her being very proud for you not to feel guilty, and that she's working hard behind the scenes with your family, and things are going to be okay. I feel like she needs to bring that in too. Things are going to be okay. Things are going to work out, and I feel like you need to know that as well. So that's what I have from her right now. And again, I'm not in a deep reading. I did put a link above if you would want a deeper reading, especially just to really pull her in with more messages. So much light and love to you. I'm glad she's coming to you. It's wonderful, it's wonderful. And you can ask too, what do you have to say, Grandma? Automatic journaling, automatic writing, that kind of thing, even putting at the top of the page, what do you want, Grandma? What do you want to tell me? So I hope that makes sense to you. There it was. Who is that for? Remember? Who is that for? Remember earlier I said I had a bubble. There it went. So then, yeah, so that's what it feels like, Brandy. So much light and love and so many blessings to you. So I want to make sure I'm getting to people that I haven't gotten to yet. Oh, good, Brandy. I'm so glad, love. I'm so glad. Good. Okay. All right. So like I said, I have probably about 5 minutes or so. Perfect. Jackie has a new grandbaby. She's so cute. All right. Okay. So good, Veronica. I see that you posted. Let's see, love. Okay. That you just recently started your spiritual journey. You've always been intuitive, and lately you feel more in tune to spirit and receiving messages. You've also learned, and that says ... but I'm feeling like that's a good thing, right? Okay. Oh, shoot, Karen. I feel like that's happened before. Okay. So again, like I said, I'm going to be here just for a couple more minutes, but I see people on, and I want to tap in with Heidi real quick. Like I said, I'm looking for any new comments, but I saw that Heidi was wondering about Des. She does not mince words, is what I got. She's like, just leave him. Like, okay. She doesn't mince words. So, yeah, just leave him. He's not serving you. Yeah, I love Desi. She's awesome. Okay, sweet Veronica. Is Grammy one of your guides? Yes, Veronica. Yes. Yes, girl. Yes. The schedulings don't seem to work. Really, Jim? Oh, thank you. There was somebody else that was having a hard time with that. OMG. Thank you so much for letting me know. Yay. Okay, I'll figure that out. Thank you. Wow, you gave me an insight, Jim. I love that. So anybody else? I would love to serve you. Wonderful to see people on. Yay. Cool. Yeah, I absolutely love this work. It's truly exquisite. It's truly amazing. And I always feel like if I can teach others, how to do it and what to do, that then we can all utilize this. I just feel like that's what I'm here for, is to share the messages and also to teach how to get the information. So I love that so much. All right, guys. Well, have a wonderful evening. So much light and love to all of you. And Jim, thank you for that insight. And I will, I'll be around. How does that sound? So much light and love and so many blessings to all of you. And I will get that link figured out, and I would love to serve you. So take care and just have sweet dreams, right? If it's late for you, go ahead and have some sweet dreams. So again, take very special care. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later.